Hello, my name's Dan Alexander, and this is a quick video showing some of the new features of the XAGE engine. In order to show these new features, I'll be converting a game from Adventure Game Studio, a game called Awakener, which was created back in 2009 by Ben Chandler. I'll be converting that across to XAGE. So first of all, just open it up in Adventure Game Studio and kick it off to show that it is a complete and working game. Okay, everything looks fine. So I'm just going to export that across to XAGE. I've done conversions in previous videos in the past, so I'm going to gloss over some of the details here. But what we're doing is we're exporting the raw files from Adventure Game Studio and now importing them into the XAGE Editor tool. So what I'm going to do is create a new directory for our XAGE Awakener project. Some important tick boxes here. We've got one to convert the AGS script over to C#, and another one to use a tool called ProtoBuild, which is used by the guys behind the Monogame framework, and what that does is it'll help us keep in sync the Visual Studio solutions with the game as managed by XAGE Editor. And one other final piece of the puzzle, which I'm going to gloss over, is we've got some floor polygons that have been created in advance because AGS and XAGE use completely different mechanisms for collision detection and walking, so we're just going to inject them ahead of time. So what we're doing here is we're now converting those raw files from Adventure Game Studio into our new XAGE project, which is now finished. And I'll just build the contents for the Windows platform, which should just take a few seconds. So our new XAGE Awakener directory has got two folders in it. We've got this content directory, which contains all the raw files as used by XAGE Editor here. And what we've also got here is our Visual Studio directory, which has our Visual Studio solutions and a bunch of other things, our Awakener project files and a built content directory. So because we built the Windows directory, we've now got the files specific for that environment, that platform. So let's open up the Visual Studio solution for Windows. And here we've got two projects. We've got Awakener Windows, which is the actual executable, and Awakener Script Windows, which is our .NET scripts. We can see that these have been converted across from AGS. We've got our dialogues, our conversations, and we've got our room scripts. So here's our repeatedly execute always method from AGS. Got a bunch of others as well. So first things first, just need to change the current solution to use x86. I should then be able to kick that off. Okay, so this is Awakener now running under XAGE. A couple of new things we've got is that we've removed the dependency on the .NET framework and XNA. This is now capable of running under Mono, and also running under a fork of Monogame called FNA by Ethan Lee. And what this allows us to do is it's given us a bit more functionality, so we can now do things like resize the window to whatever we want. We've actually got some functionality built into the menu, so we've got different options we can select here. We've got the current one, which is to maintain the aspect ratio. We've got one which is stretch to fit, and we've got one which is pixel perfect display mode, which is a one-to-one display. So that looks okay. What I think we'll do is we'll try adding a new object into the game. Let's call this grass add a quick box on the screen so we can select it. And finally add a new .NET method in order to interact with it. I'll just save those changes across. So in our Visual Studio script for the town class, we should now be able to access that method. There we go, Ogress interact. We can replace that with whatever we want. So I get the lead character to say something. Kick that off again. And what we can do is add breakpoints and change functionality on the fly. Which is quite a useful and powerful little thing to have. In Adventure Game Studio, you're not able to actually make those sorts of changes on the fly, so it's good for debugging and improving your code. Okay, that's everything. Thanks very much for watching.